We should be live. Did
Should
anyone
be,
actually?
hopefully, maybe.
No, shut up. We're live. We are. Ish.
Maybe.
Ish, maybe. Did anybody actually get the notification? Oh, Craig's in.
Yes, I got the notification.
I didn't
Yeah, I
get
got the notification.
Oh, you were too busy elsewhere. You were. You probably at your mum's birthday or something.
Hey, that's a
Yeah,
personal
I
attack
got
on
the
your best
notification.
friend.
Start the show as normal on doom and gloom.
All
right, and how are you lot tonight?
Hiya, Bo.
Hi, Greg.
When you two are finished talking to each other, how's everybody been this week?
Hiya, Rajan.
Hey, we're
Hey,
good.
Jen.
Yeah, been all right.
Yeah,
Been all right.
Yeah, not too bad.
I suppose I better ask the American.
Besides them trying to push us into severe overtime out of nowhere, from them cutting hours to severe overtime, it's been an all right week.
I do love your workplace. Their ethics. It's
They
it's
went
not-
from 40 hours to 58 hours. Now they're wanting 70 hours
70 hours.
on the high end.
Jesus Christ. Evening, Rajan. Evening, Lisa.
Hi,
I'm not
Lisa.
Lisa.
Darling.
I'm gonna say I hope you're all right.
Hi,
but I
Lisa.
already know that you're having a rough time of it. Bless you.
Oh,
Health and all that.
I was gonna say, Craig, what do you mean? Hey, Craig, watch that.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what Craig's trying to do, but he's trying
Hope
to
you're
do
all
a
right,
heart.
Lisa. Yeah. It comes out looking like the bloke from 3-2-1.
You're
Doing
showing
a Benny.
Yeah, doing a 3-2-1.
No, not doing
Is it Ted Rogers? Yeah.
that. And Dusty Bin. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Why have you got us on to 70s fucking TV? No.
Well,
Well,
yeah, 80s as well. Saturday night.
hey, Otley.
Well, speaking of the Dusty Bin, Matt, how you been this week?
Oh, I'm all right, mate. Thank you for that. Yes. No, I'm all right, buddy. Been quite good. Not been a bad week. Yeah, it's not been a bad week at all. So, but the news hasn't been particularly good in like news over here, which we're going to get onto in a bit and talk politics, which I really don't want to talk politics, but I don't see that I've got any choice. So
All you need to say is vaping is going to be fucked, and that's about it. That's all you can really say.
My script writer has spoken. We're all fucked.
Stock up now.
Stock up now. We're all fucked. The thing is you're right. That is the blunt, truth of it. That is basically what it is. Is now we've got the Labour government. Not that it matters whether they were Labour, Conservative, whoever. It's yeah, it's going through. The whole juice thing is going through. If we're lucky, end of the year. And I don't think there's going to be a stopping it.
No.
I'm willing to still try. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? Somebody, this is not me being sarcastic, Lisa. Somebody who is not a vapor, with a vapor, yes, because Lee is, but isn't a vapor, doesn't buy juice, but understands more about the juice situation and the vaping situation with politics than half of the vape community who seem to be sticking their heads up their arse and hoping it all goes away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, lads. Great
Yeah, but
idea.
half of them never got their heads out of their asses to start with.
Well, so much. Well, that's true. That is true, Bill. Yeah, so much for having time to breathe. Yeah. Well, you knew that wasn't going to happen, Lee. You know, we all knew it. We all knew that Keir Starmer or the next government, shall we say, they were going to pick on the easiest subjects. And because it's health, they can come in and they can go, look what a good job we're doing to stop people from being ill. And look what a good job we're doing on the health bills.
Yeah.
You've now, if this goes through or when it goes through, you've now consigned every smoker who is trying to quit to continue smoking. Evening, JP. Long time no see, buddy. Hope you're well.
Right, JP.
Hey, JP.
You can to either stick with smoking or an alternative method of quitting. As we all know, nothing else works as well.
No.
Oh, hold on, Rajan. I draw the line at voting for Farage. Whoa. What are you? The
There's
only
no way on any planet I would ever vote for that racist, bigoted twat.
I just want to see Rajan now in a National Front t-shirt, being the colour that Rajan is. Rajan, National Front. That would be a meme. That'd be perfect.
Oh.
It's just
Rajan, just get yourself a Nazi flag, wrap yourself in it, and send us a photograph.
oh, that'd be just comical. That would.
It would. I mean, I would. After I'd stopped pissing myself laughing.
Unfortunately, this whole political thing, there's a lot more going on than just vaping. There's the whole thing, the fact that car tax for every car on the road is going to go up a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
There's the fact of electric vehicles will now be taxed. Oh dear, you poor fuckers. You bought an EV and now you're going to be stuck with not only a car that's devaluing rapidly, but you're going to be taxed on it as well. Oops.
The problem is also they're going to price people out of being able to afford to tax their own car, which means they're going to be less people taxing their cars.
Yep.
But the thing is, if people aren't using their cars and wanting to use a bus, the transport infrastructure is shocking anyway.
Well, we know it is. I mean, obviously you're a driver, you're involved in it, you know better than anybody on that. You know, the infrastructure is not there for people to use public transport properly. Unless you're in a big city, it doesn't work.
Definitely doesn't work in my area.
Shall I tell you something? Round here, there's one bus, okay, goes from my village, which is up the road. So I've got a 5-mile roll, in my case, up the village to get the bus, which goes to the nearest big town, which is 18 miles away. And then you have to wait till nearly 6 o'clock to get said bus back. That's it. That's
assuming it hasn't broken down as well.
Which, well,
Right.
or crashed, because the way the bus driver drives down this road, you think he was on the Isle of Man. He doesn't hang about.
Mm.
But I mean, it's not going to work for other people. You know, shift work, people who work odd hours. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
The reality is, people need, like Lisa. Lisa is a carer. Lisa needs a vehicle she can get there when she needs it. So, but as per usual, the government aren't obviously thinking about little things like that.
That's it. Anybody in the service industries, working in pubs, hotels, all of that. There isn't a bus after 7 o'clock here.
Doctors, nurses,
Mm.
you know, the NHS, police.
Yeah.
As much as I'm no fan of the police, but
Yeah, the NHS, 11 p.m. turnaround.
yep,
Mhm.
There's no transport.
that's if it's an NHS job. If they're not working extra hours, which of course they usually are.
Yeah.
So the bus might stop at, I don't know what time buses stop because I don't use them, but the bus might stop by then. Can't get home.
The bus here round here stops at 7 p.m.
So they're stuffed.
You can get from Whitby to Scarborough or Middlesbrough. The bus is 7 o'clock. Gets to those two places at 8 o'clock and is then parked up for the night.
No, you're all right, Lisa. You won't get bitten in Whitby after dark. Bill doesn't like garlic. Just make sure you have a garlic bread. You're fine.
I've got worrying news for you. I love garlic.
Yeah, they are. Even like this is what I mean, Rajan. You know, 24-hour buses. The service of those, and I'm not putting down the people who work like drivers, like Craig. I'm not putting them down. But the infrastructure's not there to have a workable system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there has. The bus company for this area doesn't own enough buses.
No. Yeah. Going back to the other thing on the juice thing, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to call them out again. I'm going to call out other vape reviewers. But why are we the only people who seem to recognise that this is happening, and we've been proved right that this is happening?
Yeah.
And they seem to insist on ignoring everything about it, going with the attitude of, oh, it'll be all right.
Get my shoes. Boys, put this outside, please.
The legal system as it stands, from presentation to completion for a law, is 4 to 5 months. As it is resuming an already presented law, that means by the start of next year, it can be in place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All of the groundwork's already been done by the Conservatives. All they're doing is bringing back a pre-existing bill.
Have we got any grounds to fight them on?
Probably not.
We might be able to present a case for mental health. Because people with mental health issues, it's the only proven successful quitting method.
Well, that is also true, Lisa. Yeah. But the problem is, this is just just us. This is a small show. This is a few friends, and you guys and their friends.
Hey, William.
Hi, William.
Even mate,
William,
the issue is that the people who should be doing or helping do this, getting the word out there, are not doing it.
with those people that have the following of even think we have a couple dozen maybe on a good day. They've got hundreds of people that they can reach by making a simple video.
Yeah.
Just take the time to make the damn video and say, hey, you might want to start looking at least get people's attention on it. Instead of blindly saying, oh, no, we'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And now everyone who's been looking at the U.S. for the last, 5-6 years and going, oh, we don't want to be like them. We don't want to deal with the same issues. Now the same issues are coming to your doorstep.
Yeah.
Evening, Red Leg.
I'm not going to go down without a fight on this. I refuse to. I refuse to let it go. But we can but try.
Like I said, one of the places I'm going to try and fight it is I'm going to look to the mental health side and the Mental Health Act. Because you're looking at a group of people who already have the highest smoking rate as a proportion, the highest vaping rate as a proportion,
Yeah.
and the highest need for vaping.
Yeah.
It really is that simple. And they have to recognize that. They have to acknowledge it because it's statistically proven.
They have to recognise that. Yes. Will they actually listen to us?
I was going to say, because think about what happened over here. You had the Royal College of Physicians saying how many things that were proven facts, and you still had over everyone just going on about popcorn lung and everything else.
120 mil.
Your 15 mil shot fill is going to cost 25 quid without your neck shots.
If you're talking,
and you're going to have
with nicotine, nick to 3 mil, I would say 35. You're looking at 35.
Minimum. I know what I'm buying tomorrow.
Nicotine?
Yep.
I'm going to say nipple tassels, but yeah.
No, he's already got those.
He's got them, Prime Day, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Prime Day, yeah.
What I want to know is how it gets him going in the direction. It's fucking impressive.
No, the impressive part is when they catch fire as he's doing it.
No, the impressive part is he's got one on each nipple. I'm not saying where the other one is, but it's impressive. Yeah.
Totally true. People and benefits are screwed.
Yeah.
It's
going to drive. It's going to drive everything underground, like it has done with Australia.
Yep. So you're
not going to know what the hell is in the liquid.
Yes, you can see, William. I'll give you the OnlyFans login details in a bit. The scary thing about this is the government really don't give a flying. It's just to prove a point. We're better than Conservative. We're better than Labour. We're better than blah, blah, blah. it's all a big game. Doesn't matter what it does to the average man in the street. Doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely
No,
not.
this one's literally a point scoring.
I mean, we all know how well all the legal fights went in America.
Yeah, they're just going to go, look, the Conservatives couldn't deliver it, we have.
The
We're
thing is,
thinking of our future generation. So it's easier for people to smoke than it will be to purchase vapes.
because we can get extra tax off that.
And somehow it'll still be cheaper.
And of course, the countries that they buy the cancer medications from will be all up for us banning vaping and anywhere else banning vaping because it's more profit for those drug companies.
Well, I mean, look over here. We're looking at another tax being added on.
Yeah.
And if that tax gets added on, it's going to make things astronomical priced.
Why, Rajan, are you thinking of starting one in duty free? If you are, count me in. We're starting a vape shop at duty free.
That's it.
Oh,
Quick example that I saw today on Cova. Cancer medication, just the medication for 12 months cost $1.2 million.
Yeah.
That's £1 million.
If you go back,
1 year.
if you go back through Grim Green, Grim did a thing on this. It was him and I've forgotten her name. Oh shit!
Ruby.
No. The other girl that Grim always used to have on, she was very, very good with the political and legal side. Oh, she's on my fucking Instagram. Oh, what's her fucking name?
I can see her. I can literally see her face. I just can't think of her name.
And it's not particularly important what her name is, but she did a whole flow chart and pie. She went to town, bless her. And showed where the money goes, how it goes, how much of a percentage is. She went to town on it big time. And it was scary. It was fucking scary, the money they make. Seriously. So, vapors trying to finance advocacy against that, no chance.
No.
And part of the reason that advocacy will never work in the UK is that there's too much arguing between groups. There's too much arguing, like between certain people in Scotland, like Vic and Todd. Oh, the wanker in the shed. Oh, the wanker in Irvine. Personally, I think you're both rotten. I think you guys need to get off your fat asses and do something about it. My opinion, and only my opinion. But if you actually cared about the community, you'd actually do something about it.
Yeah.
At least whatever Grim Green is, whether you like him, dislike him, whatever, Grim did put his money where his mouth is. And he tried doing something. Even when Grim was going through a real bad time of things with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he still tried to do something. So, yeah, 5 advocacy groups, Rajan. And have you noticed, of those 5 advocacy groups, are they actually doing anything?
2
2, yeah. UK Beer.
Yeah. And the NNA.
Yeah. Apart from that, the other 3, forget it.
Yeah.
We need shops to do something to get involved.
You look financially how well backed the anti-vaping groups are.
Oh yeah.
They've got 20 times the money
Mm.
of the NNA and UKVIA combined. Just one group has 20 times as much money as those two combined.
Yeah.
And there are what, 8 or 9 anti-vaping groups?
Yeah. Anybody would think it was sponsored by Bloomberg, wouldn't they?
You would
You
think
would
so.
think.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
Mm.
So I was just looking out at the sunrise. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh. It's just sad that it's all come to this because vaping has done so much good for people. It really has. It's saved a lot of lives, a lot of people's lives, and it has the potential to save even more people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably got 1 million people who have lived at least 5 years longer than they would have done.
And that's just health wise. Take mental health into the account on that. You've got way more than that.
Yeah. You've got the other side of it, people who've had addictions in their past and used the vaping process to help with that addiction, possibly through making their own juice, possibly through making coils and doing all of that. Evening, Shane.
Sure.
All of those sort of people, and it might only seem small things, but it saved people's lives.
Yeah. We're not talking small numbers. We are talking literally millions.
Hi, Shane.
Yeah. The issue is the decisions have already been made, government-wise.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wade. What is that? What is this? A shark? All right, go play.
Sadly, that's truly. They don't care about saving lives.
Well, to put it even more brutally, the more people they can get to have cancer, the better.
Yeah.
And that sounds horrific. That sounds terrible thing to say, but the reality is, to them, the more people who have cancer, the more drugs.
No, it's a scary fact, but it is a fact.
Yeah, it is. Cancer is a big business.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of people in here who've had, friends, relatives, and so on die of cancer or cancer-related stuff. And if it's upsetting anybody, I do apologise. I don't mean to. And I'm not belittling those people, but I'm saying this is what big business is.
Mm.
They don't care about people. They care about profit. Like I said, Bill and I no doubt you guys will probably look into it more and see what we can do, but I don't know.
That's true, Stu. And that is scary.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just about to get the audio book for 1984 and listen to that again.
I've had it for ages, mate.
Already. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
I've got it in hard copy. I just can't read it because I can't hold the book for more than a few minutes.
Yeah, the words are too big. They're confusing.
Teaches the same passage over and over again.
It doesn't say wheelbarrow anywhere.
I ain't heard anybody do that joke since Dave.
No, I think it's a case of everyone needs to start stocking up.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
If you've got enough room in your freezer, get a litre of nicotine.
And any corpses that you might have in the freezer, take those out and put nicotine
Yeah.
in the plate.
You could just take the Clifton suspension bridge and lob them there.
Tell you what, Shane, they won't go after alcohol though.
Most of the politicians are pissheads.
Yep.
I think if
Exactly.
Scotland have done the alcohol tax. I would have thought England would have as well.
The iron brew tax. God, that'd be civil war, wouldn't it? All the Scots would be pouring over the wall.
Well, they did that with. Yeah.
Why are they
Yeah,
pouring
yeah.
iron brew into the harbor?
I wish they would do it. It might fucking sort the government out. Well, we're going back to probably a little bit before your time, Shane, and we're going back to the 3-day week in the 70s.
Yeah.
There's a few of us in here who remember that. I remember it because I was a kid. I was very, very young. But I remember the 70s.
I wasn't quite so young.
You know, Bill was just slightly a couple of days older. But the 3-day week, things like the bins weren't emptied, which might seem silly and childish, really, but the fact that crematoriums had coffins stacked outside because of a 3-day week, things like that. Yeah.
Rubbish piles on street corners that were enough to fill a bin cart.
Shut it, Armitage.
But I remember in the early and mid 70s though, where we started having power cuts because of the 3-day week. They couldn't supply power stations.
Well, we're going to have 3 days. We're going to have power shortages anyway, thanks to electric freaking vehicles.
Well, yeah, we are.
Don't worry about it, Matt. Everybody will grab their generators, throw some, petrol in there, and they'll get where they gotta go.
Yeah, but have you seen how much petrol's likely to go up?
Yes.
You think we can afford to run generators?
Yeah.
What we need is a generator that you can run on human bodies. Put politicians in and get electricity out.
We had those. I mean, there is still one at Drax. Although it's only running at part capacity, but you could still do it there. All you've got to do is mince them and feed them in. Mix them with coal dust. Sorted.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to kill them first.
No, just drop them straight in the mincer.
What is this? Soylent Energy?
Yeah.
Soylent Energy.
Soylent Energy.
Our new company. The way we're going to be in for a very, very bad apocalyptic type world soon.
Oh, I feel for my kids. You know,
Yeah.
the way the
Yeah.
world's going now, imagine what's going to be like in, 30, 40 years?
No, we're going to be in trouble long before I die.
What, next week?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
No, being serious, I think you're going to be talking. We're going to be in some serious trouble within 3 to
20
5 years. Yeah, Mad Max type too, mate.
Yeah, we're going to be screwed within 20 years.
Oh, well and truly.
Mm.
And I get the whole thing of, we need to sort out emissions. We need to sort out a better way of not abusing the planet, emissions-wise. I agree. But why is nobody saying to Russia and China and all of the sort of Asian parts of the world that are using a lot of stuff,
I'm
dodgy
hate to
fuel,
say this, but America,
and America, yeah,
because
India.
America aren't that far behind China.
Of course, India is another one.
Mm-hmm.
But even India are now trying to go more in towards projects for better emissions, better emissions from power stations and so on. They are trying. But places like Russia, why should we?
Russia and China aren't bothered.
Their attitude is...
And America's not showing much more incentive.
Well, now think of how wasteful everybody is.
You're doing the electric cars thing, but you're wasteful with everything else.
Oh, yeah. Should we get on the topic of paper versus plastic straws?
No. I have a serious hatred for the paper straws. Just why? What? How are paper? You fucking started me off now, you dick. How are paper straws going to save the planet?
Well, it helps the turtles. Yeah. You need about.
I've got titanium straws. They're great. You can stab turtles with them.
Yeah, but you need about 4 of the paper straws if you're having a McDonald's thick shake.
That is very true. I take my own straw now.
Wait, so you're telling me your McDonald's milkshake machines actually work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is unheard of over here. That doesn't happen in the States.
Well, let's be honest. Not very little works in America, does it? Properly, anyway.
The country that invented the thick shake. Unfortunately, they had the thick operators. Couldn't do the maintenance.
Don't be ridiculous, Lisa. You can't expect milkshake and the flurry machine to work at the same time.
It's the same machine, though.
I was going to say same machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what they put in, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, I knew somebody'd have to bring up Greta.
Oh, please, I would love to send Greta there.
I'd like to send Greta on a holiday to Mars without oxygen.
What's his name? owns Tesla?
Dickhead.
Oh, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Just have a word with Elon Musk.
Mm.
He'll send. I won't guarantee you're getting there, but
Not
certainly
even,
start
not,
the journey.
not even guaranteed to get off the pad anyway.
Yeah, but it is guaranteed to get rid of Greta Thunberg.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'd like to do to Greta Thunberg? I'd like to weld her braces to the exhaust pipe on my old bike and drag her down the drag strip at 150 mile an hour on her face. That's how I feel about Greta Thunberg. She is nothing but a trouble-causing, devious little cow who's got an opinion and expects everybody else to follow her opinion.
Yeah.
How dare I?
It's very easy.
Just because you're part of the National Brown Party.
He's in the BNP, the Brown Nationalist Party.
The Brown Nationalist. I think you should get a T-shirt with that made up. I really do, Rajan. It'd be fucking hilarious. Oh, that'd cause some trouble, wouldn't it? You know, that'd upset a few people.
A couple.
Oh, it would. Oh, believe me, it would over here because the FF, National, what used to be back in the 70s was called the National Front, which was like the Aryan Brotherhood in America.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Very little brain cells. Yeah, very little brain cells. You know, the attitude
that was a question.
Let's go and smack a packy with something. That was their sort of. That's not me being racist to Rajan. That was their sort of ethic. Let's go and beat a packy up. Why? Well, we don't like them. It's not really a reason. It's not really a very good reason, is it? But
I would say it was the weekend pastime, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's go packy bashing. That was the big thing back in the 70s, wasn't it? I never understood it.
And the early 80s as well.
Yeah.
I never understood it, but there were people who thought that way. And there were still one or two.
21 trillion.
Elected one.
Yeah. Honestly, Rajan, you know what? With what gets said on YouTube by some people, I just think the whole. I'm not saying that because Paki is just a shortening of the word Pakistani. It's not been. I don't see that as being particularly racist myself. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am, I'll accept that. But I think it's also the way you say it, how you use it, the word. No, it doesn't understand culture.
No, it doesn't. No.
Like we've had jokes about, you say about, I mean, you can get away with saying about Indian people and little brown people and you can have a laugh about it. And we've had a laugh about it because we know it's not me calling you you Paki this, or well, you're not Pakistani for one, you're Indian for God's sake. So it's a bit different. No, the National Front. No, they weren't that bright, were they, Stevie? They were sort of like gorillas without the brain cell.
It made me laugh. There's a corner in Whitby where people like to set up stall and start spouting their whatever BS. And the National Front set up a stall there. They lasted 20 minutes.
What, for somebody throw them off?
Well, the actual stall part all ended up in the harbour. Which was just over the road.
Shortly followed by the National Front.
Was the
Well,
tide in or out at the time?
Eh?
Was the tide in or out?
It was halfway and going out,
Ah,
which is the worst. Which in Whitby is the worst time to catch because it was fast.
Wait, could have thrown the National Front.
so they
in.
picked the right time to do it then, yeah.
Yeah. But
People get-
mid-tide and falling is absolutely lethal for currents.
Yeah.
And yeah, the lads who were spouting their BS were last seen running towards the police station of all places.
Well, not forgetting that a lot of National Front and prison officers were part of the National Front. Prison officers and police officers were part of the National Front.
Trust me, in this area, the police officers were not.
I've
If the
just
police
got
had caught them, they'd have chucked them in the harbour.
just got no time for that. I mean, some of the stuff they used to come out with back then was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, even the police would have chucked them in the harbour if they'd caught them.
Thankfully, times have moved on a bit from then. I mean, there still is a lot of racism about, I suppose, but
Oh, nice one.
and the National Front is still going, believe it or not. So is Combat
Okay.
8. Here's another one for you. Does anyone? Oh, you got to be a certain age group for this. You remember Combat 18?
Yeah.
I vaguely
Part of the-
remember hearing Combat 18, yeah.
Combat 18 was the National Front's. It was like the IRA had Sinn Féin, which was political, and then they had the IRA, which was their armed forces. Well, Combat 18 was trying to be something similar. Oh my God.
Oh, Combat 18 based themselves on the Stasi, didn't they?
I'm not sure what they based themselves on. A bunch of
Well,
muppets.
they were trying to be like the Russian secret police. They weren't very good at it.
Right, the N word, right, that you're on about, Shane. I have an issue with this because the N word is a colour. It always used to mean a colour of brown. Okay. And I can remember my nan, to the day she died, when she did sewing, she had that N word, brown cotton.
Yeah.
That's all it meant. It's just that black people, especially American, I'm afraid, it came from America, the whole NWA, it was stupid. It came from, the whole rap scene, the wannabe gangster rappers, and
I still like Coffee Negro.
Put it this way,
racist.
Rajan, if I can sing that shit, you can sing that shit.
Oh, I do. I own most of the records by people like Ice-T and NWA and all of that, because I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that because I don't I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist person.
No.
But black people, certain black people, definitely brought a lot of racism on themselves as well. Whereas the Indian community never did. Indian people never did. Indian people have always, going back hundreds of years, have always been very much pro-English people. They've always been very pro-English. They've probably been more pro-English than a lot of English white people, to be fair.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking about Sikh Indians.
Well, a lot of the Hindus have as well.
Yep. And they're lovely people, really are. I mean, you get the odd example of Indians who are a bit dodgy, you know, like Rajan. But evening,
Hey, up,
Shrek.
Shrek.
Hope you're well,
Hey,
buddy.
Shrek.
Oh, that's right.
I hope you're not mooning, because that'd be a fucking big moon.
Talk about an eclipse. Goddamn.
A total eclipse of the Shrek. I noticed Stevie's been on one this week with fucking cars, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, and
Oh, yeah.
I think seeing that picture of the Capri has really triggered him.
It's like he's got
That
a
new
bit.
Capri has really triggered him.
I think he's got a bit of post-traumatic stress disorder. He's like, he's off. It's been quite interesting, some of the stuff he's been finding, though. It really has.
was it post-Capri stress disorder? PTSD.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Shrek. The crappy.
Yeah, it's a Capri.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, Jesus Christ. The worst person they could get for the advert is bloody Eric Cantona. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Cantona. I thought you said something
Yeah.
else.
Sorry, that's my accent.
I'm sorry.
I think you heard right.
Yeah.
You will never replace, like the Mustang, the new Mustang. I saw one the other day, actually. It's very south. Went to where we do our shopping, the local Asda and like shopping centre, and there was one of those new Mustangs in there. And the only reason I knew it was a Mustang was because they sort of faked the rear lights into a
Plastic.
sort of Mustang shape.
Mm.
And it had Mustang emblazoned across the back of the car in like 6-inch high letters to tell you what it was. I was like, it doesn't look anything like a Mustang. It just
But it's electric as well.
It looked
And it's electric as well.
absolutely shit. I'm sorry, Caprice, Mustang. The old ones, like Tyler likes his Mustangs. I quite like the shape of them as well.
Mm.
Like I said, it's all about what year and everything. The body styles that were made at that time.
They were nice fucking cars, and just like the original Caprice. By today's standards, were they very good? No, they weren't. But there was something special about that shape of that time and everything.
Mm.
Hey, not all of the Caprice had dinky engines in. I love you, no, Mr. Shrek.
Mm. I mean, even the Reliant Scimitar.
Yeah.
Scimitar?
Scimitar,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
With
That's
the 2 litre.
the same. Yeah.
You could get that with a 1.6 or a 2 litre engine.
I had the 3 litre V6 alone.
And that engine was made for them by Lotus.
Yep, but it was made in Germany at the Cologne Ford factory. Do you know how you make a Cologne engine rev harder?
Put your foot harder
It's
on the
really,
pedal.
really easy. No. Get your distributor. It's a weighted distributor.
Yeah.
I'm going into cars here. Your weighted distributor. All you got to do is trim the weights back on the distributor so they don't come out as far, and it'll rev higher, so you can up the rev limit on it. It's great. Old school cars were brilliant. The Capri came in 1.3, 1.3 V4, 1.6, 2 litre, 2.6 RS, 3 litre Cologne and Essex V6, 2.8 and 3.1 RS, not 2.9. They never did a 2.9 in the Capri.
They did do briefly a 2.3.
They did do it briefly a 2.3, but they were fucking rare because it was the same engine as they had in the Cortina.
Yeah.
Which I think was South African originally. I'm sure Steve will update me.
It was either South African or Australian.
Like I said the other week, I had 3 Capris and loved them all. Love Capris. Love them to bits.
I said,
But
it was only a ported 2.8. It wasn't 2.9. Just because you ported it doesn't increase its capacity. Just improves the gas flow.
don't get me wrong, you certainly can bore the 2.8 out.
Oh, they can be bored, but
The Haynes manual, I never bothered with it. I always end up getting proper workshop ones. But
if it was a car that didn't matter and I just needed to run, I got the Haynes manual. Otherwise, I always got the workshop.
you are right, though. The Haynes, but you know, that man made a fortune out of fucking shit cars, didn't he? British Leyland and all their crap cars that they brought out. Haynes must have made millions out of them.
Well, it's when you buy the Haynes manual and you find that it isn't actually the model that you've bought. So you have to buy the other Haynes manual that says it's for a different model entirely.
There were certain British Leyland models that we were going through the other night, Bill, that should have just said in the Haynes manual, don't bother, scrap it.
Same goes for a lot of the Vauxhalls and 1 or 2 Fords.
Yeah, Vauxhall Viva was one of those ones.
Oh, definitely.
We know somebody
You just had to look at it to rust.
We know somebody who had a Vauxhall Viva. Dave.
My mum had one.
Dave had a green Vauxhall Viva, and according to Dave, it never went more than 100 yards running. He spent more time pushing it. No wonder
my mum's one was green as well.
I had a blue 1600.
You know, that's one car I never had, Stevie, a Manta. I always wanted an Opel Manta. With the 400 body kit, the Opel Manta 400 body kit.
Yeah.
You look at the price of them now.
Jeez. Man, I would love to get hold of the model of Ford Escort that I had, the Mark II. But I had the Mark II with all of the rally suspension, but standard rolling stock, which meant it handled off-road like you wouldn't believe.
You know, the one car
blueprinted that engine as well.
There is one
Jeez.
car I regret not buying. And I had a chance to buy it for 500 quid, and all it needed was some welding doing on it. And I could have done the welding piece of piss, and I couldn't be asked. I was being bone idle. And it was a Triumph Dolomite Sprint, which had the 2 litre slant 4 twin cam, which they later used in the Lotus Esprits and the Esprit Turbos.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to buy it for 250 quid. And I didn't buy it. And you look at the price of them now.
Oh, fuck.
Triumph
Yeah.
did make some good-looking cars. It's like we were talking the other day. My aunt had the Triumph 2.5 PI.
Rajan,
Yes, it did, Shrek.
Rajan, I will not tell you what a mint condition RS Series 1 RS Turbo is worth now. But you could buy an Aston Martin for the price that my friend just sold one for.
Yeah.
That's the sort of money you're talking for a mint one now. He just sold his show car, which was a Series 1, with 12,000 miles on it. Stock, mint. He just sold it for 96,000.
Damn.
You look back at the times that they were about, and everybody was just like, "Nah, I'm not buying that. It's a pile of shit." You look at it now, and it's like, "Oh, I wish I'd bought one." God, the Renault 5 Turbo. Now that was a dangerous thing.
Oh,
They used to catch fire.
Yep.
For 2 weeks, I remember, he just reminded me talking about dodgy cars. For 2 weeks, I had a Fiat Uno Turbo. I needed a car to get me to work because I was rebuilding the bike again, and I had it off the road. And a mate of mine sold me a Fiat Uno Turbo. Jesus Christ, they were rapid. Lethal, but rapid. Probably be a very good car if you could, if you did some work to it, but the brakes didn't work.
Yeah, the brakes didn't work, and they were too short a wheelbase.
You know why the brakes didn't work, don't you? Because they were left-hand drive originally, being Fiat. And where it went through on the bulkhead, where they'd put the master cylinder, Fiat being cut price, like Fiat and Italian cars always are, they didn't bother moving the master cylinder over to the right-hand side where the brake pedal box was. Oh, no. Anyone got a bit of rod? Yeah. So we bung a bit of rod across the bulkhead, bolt it to the bulkhead, and then just run it down and put it on the pedal. So basically, every time you braked, this piece of metal went. Yeah.
Well, they had that issue with the Citroen C3 Picassos.
Yeah, they did, didn't? Oh shit!
Because when you stretched your feet out on the passenger side, you ended up putting the brakes on.
Some of the older French cars, they were fucking terrible for what stuff they did.
Yeah, but think how well that would come in handy if you're teaching your kids how to drive, and you could hit the brake pedal from the passenger seat. It'd be brilliant.
I think that the most dangerous car I've ever been in, and it scared the life out of this. Bill reminded me the other night, and we'd gone offline by the time I remembered it. Very good friend of mine, Clive. He's been banned more times than I have from driving, which is saying something because I've been banned 5 times. And Clive's always been into fast cars. And he says to me one week, he says, "Are you coming down this weekend?" I said, yeah, I said, "I'll be down, give you none." We was doing a Nissan Cherry Turbo. Okay. Old school Nissan Cherry Turbo.
Yeah.
1.5 litre turbo. He'd rebuilt the engine on this. And he had rebuilt it fucking well. And it was 380 brake over 1.5. He took me out in it down a local road near us. Private, of course. And it went off the speedo at 120. And I don't know what the speed we were doing to this day, but it going down the road, revved it out in fists. And as he hit a bump, the windscreen went and cracked down the fucking windscreen because he had his set up that fucking stiff. I reckon it was doing, with the gearing he had in it, it was probably pulling about 160. It was fucking rapid. Oh,
That
God,
would still
sooty
be
vans.
That would still be badged as a Datsun as well.
It was, yeah. Original Datsun badges on it. And he had one of the coolest old school 70 features ever. And we had to go all the way down to Essex to find this. He had the original, you know, the rear window louvres you used to get.
Yeah.
He had the original Cherry Turbo louvres on the back window. That thing was lethal. Oh, mate, Skoda Estelles, you can get any engine in. See, Americans talk about swapping V8s about that.
The Skoda Estelle will take the Porsche 3-litre 6-cylinder flat with no modification at all. All you have to do is weld one engine mounting.
Yep.
And that's on the rear. You have to put an engine mount on the rear cross member. Because I was going to do it.
Make it an interesting car though, because people wouldn't be expecting it.
Oh,
and that's always fun when you get a car that people don't expect is that rapid. It's always funny.
Yeah, but sticking a Porsche Boxer straight in, that would have been something special. And yeah, you could do the modified V-dub exhaust, so it was coming out of a single pipe.
Well, yeah, it will do, Stevie, right up until the point that you've burnt out the valve, the cylinder head, and you've got all 4 pistons. Oh, I love the old Minis. I really do. Original Minis for me. It's probably one of my favourite all-time cars to drive. Great. They were great cars. Because you could hammer the shit out of them round the twisty road and just not... You didn't need brakes. You just... No.
That's what I always loved about the Mark II Escort I had.
Yeah, you just hammer the
100 mile an hour and it would go anywhere you sent it.
Yep.
On road or doing forestry tracks.
You see, I think all these safety features now that are on, I think they've made car drivers actually more reliant. They've made car drivers too reliant. They know that the ABS will stop them. They know that the like, you know, anti-slide control and all of that. They rely so much on that, and trust in that they forget how to drive.
Yeah.
I just love. I mean, I was brought up in a family. My mum had a Mini. My dad had one. My dad had a 1098 Cooper S, original Cooper S. The first car I ever worked on was a Mini when I was, probably 6, 7 years old. I was pulling engines out of Minis. such an easy engine to get out. The only fiddly bit's the exhaust manifold. Apart from that, I could get you an engine out of a minute if I was still fit and able. I could take an engine out in half hour. Undo the subframe, undo all your electronics, undo your petrol pipes, lift the car up and slide the engine out. That simple.
I'll say what I blueprinted 1.3, basic 1.3 Escort Mark II. I blueprinted it. So instead of doing 93 that it was supposed to, it did 126. Everything was stock, but it was precise.
Yeah.
That precise that it gained about 50 horsepower.
Yeah.
Just blueprinting. Met a man, his dad owned the local garage. He had a Mark III 1600. He got his dad to pick him up a 2-litre Goldline rally engine and put that in it for him. He was so pissed off because I could still beat him on all the rally stages through the forestry.
Because they were heavier, that's why.
Plus, yeah, but the Mark III was front wheel drive. Mark II was rear wheel drive, so I could drift it round all the corners nicely.
I hope you were using that nitrous on a public road, William, not on the Queen's Highway. No public roads, private land only. We don't do things like that. None of us speed. None of us go over the speed limit.
No, I've never been caught. Oh, hang on.
I haven't been caught speeding. I've been done at a red light camera.
Is that the only thing you've ever been caught for?
Yeah, I haven't been done speeding, but I was paying when the first time the seafront collapsed. We go down a place called King's Drive, and there's a traffic light camera there. So, of course, obviously, some old dear was up. Well, where are you going? Where are you going? Well, we're on diversion because of... And I had to go through, and it pinged me. Or either that or have an old dear sat on the floor right next to me. So, yeah, probably a bit safer.
I've done 2 speed awareness courses. I don't know how I've managed it, but that's all I've ever had to do. And I've never had points on my license.
I have done 5 bans. I've been banned 5 times for speeding. I currently have 3 points still on my license. All of my bans have been for speeding, totting up. One of them was 14 points in one go.
I mean, I did the ultimate get out. My mate Neil had an ice cream van, and I've been down up front with him with ice cream van. We'll be there drinking coffee and all, and chatting for about 3 hours. Just too long for me. So it's like, I've got to go. I've got to go now. So I'm pulled up at the right lights, red light, black Corsa behind me. Thinks, not sure about that car, but yeah. I left the lights and was doing 75 by the time I got to Newbridge, and was then doing 75 through the rest of town.
Yeah.
Pretty much handbrake turn to get onto my estate. At which point, a blue light appears through the grille of a black Corsa. To which this WPC comes out and goes, "Have you any idea why I'm pulling you up?" It goes, "Yeah, I was going a bit quick." She goes, "That's an understatement. I couldn't get a speed lock on you."
That's all right then.
I said, she said, have you a good reason for going over the speed limit? I goes, yeah, I have colitis, and at the moment I don't fart.
Yeah.
She said, have you got your driving license? So I gave him my driving license. She says, you better get yourself home.
Yeah,
She
on
said,
the same level.
I'll check this on your driving, check your driving license. 5 minutes later, letterbox goes, driving license through it, and that was the last I heard.
I can neither confirm or deny it, but it won't do me any good because at least one of my convictions was definitely in the paper. Definitely. One of them was in Motorcycle News. 142 and a 60. That was quite funny, that was. 142 mile an hour and a 60 limit going through a village. And I saw a white car parked at the side of the road. This was at 2 in the morning. And I saw this white car parked. And I thought, looks like a police car, but no lights on. I thought, no one in it. Past the car, past this police car, which I realised was a police car as I went past it. Just as I got level with it, the copper looks up. Oh shit! Got pulled 7 miles later in the next village because they'd put a fucking roadblock up to stop me. It clocked me at 142 mile an hour in a 60, so that's technically that should have been actually 6 months fucking prison time. But they let me off with a 6-month ban, and I think it was a 600 quid fine at the time. After that, I tended to go on like either track days or things like that with bikes. Try and keep my speed on the road down a bit.
I mean, I followed my mates 3.5 litre 535 PM and did 135 all the way up to Newcastle and 135 all the way back twice. And I got a better average fuel economy than he'd ever got. And he never went over 65.
The best piece of advice, right? No matter hasn't got Hayabusa engine in a scooter. I've never had a lot to do with Hayabusa engines. I've worked on a couple of bikes with Hayabusa engines in, but I haven't got round to fitting one in a scooter yet. Lee seems to be the one who wants me to do that, but
I think we all want to see you do that.
It's not that hard to do. No, I've gone quicker than 180 on a bike, but that wasn't on a road. That was Elvington.
No, that was going downhill.
No, it was at Elvington.
Everything's flat.
Elvington up near York. And it was 217 miles an hour on Elvington Runway. It's weird, 217 mile an hour. It goes very
Quickly.
Quickly. It goes very quiet. It's quite nice at that speed.
Time just stops, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's quite quiet. The greatest addiction is speed. And I'm not on about the drug, I'm on about speed as in bikes and cars. It's one thing I was definitely addicted to. Still am in some regards.
I've gotten lucky over the years. I've never gotten caught speeding. Caught, mind you.
The stupid thing was, the 2 times I've actually been caught and done, I was within the 10% so that I only got speed awareness courses.
Mm.
Every other time I've got away with it because I was going way faster.
Do you know, I have to be honest, one of the best police forces I ever found for speeding was, I'm not sure what place it was, the police forces you come into Stranraer up in Scotland. I'm trying to think of what.
Strathclyde.
Strathclyde. I got pulled.
Yeah, Strathclyde.
I was coming over to Ireland before we moved here. I was coming over and I was running
Or
late.
Police Scotland as it is now.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
was running late. So I'm in the outside lane on the motorway just before you get to like turn off, come through. And I'm fucking flying down the motorway. And I saw a car like in the inside lane and I thought, nah, it's not a police car. So I kept going. And I've got Alana doing the usual trick, watching to see if there's anything behind. And I'm looking and I'm looking. And I see the lights going bing, 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 bing. I thought, oh, fuck. I was doing about 110 at the time. And I thought, I'm going to get pulled here. I'm getting pulled. So I thought, right, I'll put my hands up. I'll be honest. You know, really nice copper. Young copper as well. And they're usually the dickheads, but he wasn't. He came up, traffic copper, and he's going a bit quick there, mate, weren't you? Well, yeah. He says, where are you heading for? I told him. Running late? I said, yeah. So I got held up on the motorway. I said there was some roadworks and stuff. He says, right. He says, you know I've clocked you over 100 mile an hour. I says, yeah. He says, how much time you got left? I says, oh, about half hour. He says, how far you got left? I said, about 20 miles. He went, do me a favour, keep your speed down a little bit. Now fuck off. Let me off. It was over 100. It was close to 110. He just went, right, just clear off. It's just keep your speed down a little bit, please. I think he was more annoyed because he had to try and catch up. Best advice I ever gave my son when he started driving. If you get blue lights behind you or you see a police car turning behind you to come after you, do not brake. Put your foot down. Don't brake. Don't ever brake. Slam it down and just keep going. Because I said, if you're doing 130 in the opposite direction, they ain't going to catch you. Get off the road as soon as possible, kill your rear lights, and dive off down a back road somewhere. You ain't got caught for speeding yet. Fatherly advice. Not drive safely, just drive faster, you'll be fine.
What made me laugh on one of the speed awareness courses, we were taught the problem isn't actually people's speed and it's the mistake everybody makes. It's not people's speed. It's people not paying attention to the driving.
If a copper comes up behind you and sees you, they put the lights on and they see you braking or starting to slow down, the copper will usually, they're reasonable. You'll get the odd one who's a bit of a, just wants to book you, and if you get out of the car giving it why don't you wankers go and do some proper work? Why don't you go and do this? Yeah, mate, you've just handed them you might as well have written out your own fucking points here. You just most of the coppers I ain't dickheads.
I had a mate that was pulled over because he had his tail light out. So of course he's just come off that I finished doing a late shift, rather late or early in the morning, and he was going back home from Plymouth after doing a coach run. You realise your near side tail light's out, sir? Can't see from here. Oh right, okay. Shall we just have a look at your spare? Shall we just have a look look at your spare tire as well, sir. Right. And he opens his book. His book was full of his rugby coaching stuff. Really? Yeah. Well, I don't have anywhere to be. So, I think from then on, he sort of kept his mouth shut a little bit.
Worst thing you can do is to try and piss coppers off.
Yeah.
You get some who are, they're going to be dickheads, but there's quite a lot of coppers that actually, if you're all right with them and you sort of put your hands up to it, they'll be all right. Yeah, he was speeding, but he wasn't being a complete knob.
Have I been on the wind up when I've been on motorbikes? Yeah.
I may have done that in the past.
Yeah, getting pulled up with man on the back and coppers there. Can I see your license? No. Why not? It's in my wallet. Where's your wallet? It's in my back pocket. Would you like to show me your license? No, I don't want to.
You'll always get that one copper who's had a bad day or has had an argument with his missus, so he's going to take it out on you.
Yeah. So I basically played the exact definition of every word he said. It took him 20 minutes to get me to show him my driving license, and at the time I was still on a provisional. So his face lit up because I'm too up on a motorbike on a provisional.
Mm.
Then he starts going around the bike.
Oh.
He goes, "You got your insurance?" No, it's not exactly a small piece of paper to just slip in my wallet, is it? An insurance certificate. It was MOT certificate with the insurance. And he's going through all this. And after 25 minutes, he starts writing a ticket. My mate goes, "You haven't asked me anything yet." He goes, "Why? What?" He goes, "You haven't asked me if I've got a license." "Have you got a license?" "Yeah." "Where is it?" "In my pocket." "Can I see it?" "No." "Why?" "Because you need X-ray eyes. It's in my pocket." Altogether, we were there 50 minutes. completely missed our lecture for the college. And we finished up across the course of 5 days. I got pulled up 26 times in 5 days.
See, American police, you'd be all right in a police chase in America. Because you ever notice with an American police chase, if it's over 100 miles an hour, wow, that's unbelievable.
It depends on what state you're in now. Like if you're in California, half their police cars are like Corvettes and shit.
That's not a problem.
But
I always wanted to come to America and get in a police chase and just outrun them because I know I could.
Yeah,
America.
That's a legal requirement to make sure you got screen wash.
Yeah.
Have you put any screen wash in? Yeah, I pissed in it earlier. Do you want to test it?
But I mean, after that week though, getting pulled up so many times, after that the police wouldn't pull me up in bed. So the rest of my time at college, I never got pulled up again. I could do anything. I could ride down the road, no helmet. Passed 4 coppers. Passed 2 walking, 1 on a push bike, 3 in cars. Never bothered. look at the registration number, cake it off, fuck it. You could see the faces just go, KK, fuck it. Because it was a whole registration number, KKH.
Mm.
And in Brid, there weren't many whole registered motorbikes.
Yeah.
But I just, yeah, I had a few. I've got a couple of producers in the space of that 5 days. So, of course, all the producers were cleared the following Monday.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Nova. That's your dinner.
they're at home. I'm in digs. I said, so I can't even get to the paperwork until Friday night when I go home.
Yeah.
But no, I had so much fun winding the place up that week. And after that, they just never, ever bothered me. I was doing about 80 through Brid one day. And there was 4 of us all riding together. Now I'm riding an unrestricted bike. Theirs were all supposed to be restricted. Never bothered with me. They all got speeding fines. Because the bike shouldn't have been able to do the speed.
No.
Mm.
Because it was the early days of the 12 horsepower, and it was. But if your bike was registered before 82, it didn't have to comply with that. So my bike could legally do 90. Theirs couldn't. No, mine literally took 5 days, Shrek. I think I had about 8 producers in that 5 days.
Yeah,
But that was
not
it. But after that, they never even looked at me. No man pulled me.
Yeah.
It was there. One of my mates was at his girlfriend's house, and we're all waiting outside for him to sort of finish and come out. So there's a whole load of us. There was a gazebo, and we're all sat in this glass gazebo. And police came up, and they were just chatting to us for about half an hour. Where is he? Well, we're just waiting for him. He's with his girlfriend. It shouldn't be long. And they checked every bike except mine. Didn't even look at mine.
The police aren't too bad, really.
No.
A lot of it is boredom, I think, with the police. They get bored.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of fun with the place. It's like when the Mary Whitehouse experience first started. Friday night, I'm driving back from girlfriend's house. First episode, and I've heard it, and I'm like, I pulled over because I was laughing too hard. Police car pulls up behind me. Thinks been drinking. No, I hadn't. Finished up after that. He used to bring his flask, and we'd be sat there drinking cups of tea, listening to the Mary Whitehouse experience. Because, of course, the police cars don't have commercial radio in them.
Nope.
Mm.
So he used to come and sit in the car with me and listen to Mary Whitehouse experience.
wasting police funds.
Oh, come on. You get to 10:30 at night, you can drive 20 miles around here and not see another vehicle, not even in the distance.
True.
I only saw 12 cars in my whole drive back from Newcastle after Gary Newman gig,
Mm.
and 5 of those were in Newcastle.
In your case, it's not so much the police you want to worry about, Shrek. It's more like Vosa.
Mm.
They're a bunch of bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Working
Vosa,
time.
yeah, Vosa have been going after taxi drivers, haven't they, lately?
I don't know, mate. I know what they're like with lorry drivers. They're a bunch. They are a bunch of right wankers, Vosa.
But
They
Leeds,
really-
Wakefield, Bradford, they've been going after all the taxi drivers and private hire.
It's the working time directive they're usually after people for.
That, and they're also looking to see if anyone's actually trying to bypass the tackles as well.
Yeah. You can't really bypass them like you used to.
Yeah, but there are other things that you can actually manipulate them now.
Yeah, I bet the Uber drivers, I bet there's some dodgy goings on with them.
Yeah.
There's no taxis, no tacos. And taxis really should have a tachograph fitted. As should Ubers. Because otherwise, I mean, you could drive 24 hours non-stop without an issue.
Mm.
And I'm sure some of them do. Some of the more unscrupulous drivers.
Okay, I get it.
The days of
Okay,
double
Dad,
carding it in
you're
lorries
fine.
is long gone.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm sure there's still drivers who find a way around it somehow.
You till I get my hands on your parents.
Yeah, safety comes first.
My God.
Oh, that's your good
But it's not
Good
fault
job.
Uber.
Mm.
Well, you're gonna break it.
It's a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think they do need to change the law on Uber drivers because you don't know who half of them are.
Mm.
And there doesn't seem to be many rules regarding Uber drivers. You seem to be able to get away with quite a lot on the Uber driver thing.
Mm.
Well, the lowest of the rung, bottom of the rung, aren't they? Because they're private hire, they're not even taxi.
Mm.
Because you have to order them through the phone app,
Mm-hmm.
class as private hire.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many dodgy. You don't know what driver you're getting, do you?
Mm.
You know, the driver who you get could be all sorts of things. Apart from not insured, not taxed, the driver themselves could be dodgy.
Well, that's what I said, Jack, though. They're all hired through the Uber app.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of Uber drivers. It doesn't seem very safe to me.
Well, not only that. I mean, you think about it. You're told years ago, don't get in any cars with strange people. Well, and now people are jumping into Uber cars willy nilly.
And ordering them for their kids and everything else.
Here's an Uber car. You don't know who the driver is. He's potentially a child murdering psychopath who's probably not taxed or insured, but it'll be all right. Just get in that car. You'll be safe.
Yeah, and the vehicle itself isn't registered for private hire. So it's not even the most basic test.
I know there's a lot of people there's been a thing of a lot of people using Motability vehicles as Uber cars. There's been a lot of that going on.
There was, a while ago, there was one that had swiped a National Express coach around the other side of the bus station. Really sideswiped it, and this person, it was a woman, was very, very nervous. Very, very nervous. There was a distinct smell of cannabis, and we don't think they might even been insured for driving that car either.
Yeah.
Sideswiped the coach and did quite a bit of damage to their car and the coach.
One day.
It's a scary thought, isn't it?
And this was was a taxi.
I really want a summer camp.
These are the things that the government could be looking into.
And by the time summer is over,
These are things the government should be looking into.
They won't. But,
I got my summer camp. How much does it cost?
Because it is a safety issue,
How
isn't
much
it?
does it cost?
Personal safety and vehicle safety.
Yeah.
Because the cars they're not tested for private for use for multiple users.
No, very dodgy.
It's
Very, very dodgy, Graham.
right. Okay. Those are 3 people don't have them that have kids, right? Him, where the
We're not
answers
going to be able to put to right there.
because they need a good time. I bet without me, you'd lose it.
You're right.
Yeah.
At the minute, mate, the government are going for any easy targets.
Yeah.
I had been thinking about doing taxis, but decided going down the bus route.
But this one's uncyclable.
It's probably safer doing the bus route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
Not only that.
So I want.
Well, when I looked into it, for your private plate, it was $2,500.
Remember, please.
That's without having your car had to be less than 4 years old.
I'll
And
try it.
that's without all the extra insurance and all that sort of thing on top of it as well. So I looked into buses and decided, yeah, I'll do buses.
I just want to hold
16 years later,
Try it.
I'm still on the buses.
Yep.
I don't like the cheese,
You
but
look at around here, it's less than 3 years old now.
Mm. I know that when I looked into DPD, the vans had to be less than 4 years old or 5 years old, something like that as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
If you were doing a self-employed,
yeah. Yeah, the money is there's just not enough money in it to make, really, is there? It's
well,
you're
not
not
only
making,
that, you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get there for 7. Then you got to load your van. You could be out there till 10 o'clock at night.
yeah.
Never mind if you catch any accidents on the road.
Yeah. No, it's not worth it.
Nah.
that
No.
doesn't surprise me, Shrek.
Now, if you were in America, he'd be well away. You can buy any old shit heap and use it on the road.
Mm.
Oh, for Uber over here, you probably could.
Buy any old shit heap and you're well away.
Mm.
Half of the states in America, you don't even have a basic MOT, a certificate of road safety.
Has it got wheels? Yes. Oh, that's all right.
Calm that down.
Quite scary, really.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't think Uber is good anywhere, to be honest with you, Shrek. I
No,
think I'm not sure I trust Uber anywhere.
No.
It's the USA have their own issues with Uber drivers, I think. Yes, I saw your Kingfisher pictures, Lisa. Very, very good. Yeah, really good.
There was a nice picture of a shag as well.
Hey, hold on, what's Lisa been taking pictures of? I know she said she was going nature photography, but whoa. That's a whole other sort of nature.
That's a whole nother
Yeah.
situation.
Try to explain that to Butch when you get the film developed. Actually, you
That's
can't
the
get
beauty
film
of the-
developed anymore, can you?
Nah, that's the beauty of digital photography.
Mm-hmm.
We know what sort of pictures Bill takes.
Mm.
I didn't know Whitby had a nudist beach.
We'll say they don't technically, but he bought those pasties, and ever since then.
Well, you just have to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Ever since Bill bought a whole
Damn it,
sword.
Bill. Is that where my chaps went, Bill? God damn it.
Yes, we were talking about that before we come on, Bill. Hey, Shrek. We were talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
And
a shame.
I seriously, I wish him all the get well soon, and I hope he gets well soon. Bless him.
Yeah.
Which I think he. I mean, if they've let him out, which I think they've let him out now, I think he's at home. So hopefully that's a good sign. If they've let him out, they're obviously not too concerned. I know they will be concerned, obviously, but they're not too concerned about anything else happening, kind of thing. That's a good sign.
I would say from that means he's got through the first 24 hours. So that's
I mean, I think Mike's going to have to make some changes to possibly his lifestyle and various things. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he's probably going to have to slow down a bit.
I think, from what I can gather, this wasn't a serious. Although any stroke is serious, but it isn't a serious stroke. It's a bit of a warning sign type of thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've caught it in time. They can have a good look at him, get him sorted, get him fit and healthy again.
He is. I hope there's somebody could take some of the pressure off him as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Very true, Lisa. Very true. I think it was quite quick they caught it. So,
Dad gave me Sarah
You know.
on the show.
Yeah, it's doing lots to get back to normal, but it's trying to take some of the stress out of it because that'll make things worse again.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's, I mean, he's got all of his other work that he does as well, obviously. So,
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to calm down with it. I don't think
Well,
he's
just
got
to
a
be,
choice.
just for his health. Yeah. Stop it.
But that's
Stop it.
whatever happens. He's at least it's nothing more serious than what it was.
Yeah.
Which I'm pleased that it wasn't.
You know? Oh, you
Yeah,
poop back.
it does, but you might need somebody else who can go out and
You know,
sleep in your place sometimes, Shaq.
Yeah.
The trouble is Mike has been doing this Unity, which is a great thing that he does. He's been doing it for so long. I don't think that will have helped him with the stroke. Plus, he's at that age in life.
Yeah.
General health and fitness, it's...
I say, add to that, though, some of what's been going on in the world has made what he's trying to do even more needed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's...
I think Mike will. I think he will see sense. He's certainly not stupid, Mike. He's definitely not.
No, he's definitely not stupid. No.
Yeah.
Stubborn. He's a stubborn arsehole, but I think he'll see sense and he'll calm down a little bit, maybe.
I think there are still going to be some of the international talks and forums where he is going to be needed because he's the driving force to it.
Well,
But
the trouble is Mike's going. It's like he's going. Not. I mean, we know he goes worldwide, but he's always going round the UK, talking at this school, talking at that school. It's all of the travelling that he does, and all of the rest of it. It's a hell of a lot of work.
Oh yeah, and think the mental stress of it all.
I mean, you think with the progression of technology now, would it be more beneficial for him to do those things as a Zoom presentation?
Probably.
I don't know whether I don't want Mike to take this the wrong way if he sees it. I don't know. I don't think Mike is that experienced when it comes to doing sort of videos and Zoom, and I think he might. I think it'd be a good idea if he went that route. I think it would be a lot better for him.
yeah,
But I also think Mike enjoys doing the talk.
Yeah. Thing is, he could do the likes of what Lisa said, do a presentation video, and then go on at the end of it as a Zoom to answer questions that anyone would ask him.
I mean, even if it was, I mean, Mike and I have spoken about all of this and about if he, like I've said to him before, if he needs, I don't know, setting up the channel or setting up the somehow, or there's plenty of people who'd be willing to help him.
that's true. A video could be used, left in schools as a resource. Or
I don't think it's so much. I don't think it's so much the school that would have the problem with it. I think it's a bit of Mike. Mike likes to do the talks at the school. He likes to go and meet with people. He likes to do that. And he's very good at that. Talking in front of, a group of people. It's really good. It's weird because you watch him doing a talk in front of a room full of people. He's really, really good. If you get him on video, he sort of comes across as a little bit like a fish out of water almost. It's quite funny, really.
I say, unless you can get him actually talking about the things he's passionate about, he's very quiet.
He's a very quiet man. He's very, very nice. And he is a nice man to talk to.
Well, we had him on Dave's channel talking about what he does.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I totally agree with you, Lisa. For his own health, and he's got to see, he has got, and he probably is thinking about his own health. Because he's been involved in sort of the medical side of things as well, so he will understand that side of it. It's just whether Mike, being Mike, is going to be a stubborn Scottish git. And yes, I am calling you a stubborn Scottish git, Mike, if you watch it. But because I'd hate to see something that something else happen to him. I really would. That'd be horrible.
Oh yeah.
Because he really is one of those. He's one of those characters. He does such a lot for people. Such a lot of good.
Yeah, I think the thing is, for him, it's such an emotive and such a personal story he's telling to people.
Hmm.
Yeah. The passion for it really does come through when he talks.
Yeah, it does, especially when he talks about the reasons behind it all and why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks about it without being an angry person about it, which I don't fully understand how he does that, but
Yeah.
he does, and
I don't know how he can do it, but he does, and he does it with some style.
oh yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Mike sort of shown me some of the things, the videos and
Yeah.
so on. Privately, I've seen some of that stuff, and yeah, how Mike deals with that, I don't know how he does it. I've said it countless times. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he can be like he is, but full credit to the man. But he is right in what he's saying, that the only way to stop any of this is to get rid of this extremist attitudes on all sides, not just play. It's no good just saying, oh, it's all down to the Muslims, it's down to them, it's their fault. No. There's extremism on all sides.
I was going to say some of the actions against the Muslims have been just as extreme, and led them to react the way they have.
Yeah, they really have, and you can't just say, oh, you can't have this racist attitude of, oh, well, it's because they're this, it's because they're that, blah blah blah. It's because they're the only thing that does ring true. It's because these people are extremists, and that covers all people, all religions, and all of these groups. So
I'll say it'll sound like I'm picking on him, and he's barely there. But America's got some of the worst extremist Christians.
Yeah. The Amish. I mean, just look at the Amish. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I heard that. As I was coming back into frame, it's like, oh, all right, let's see where this goes.
No, but being serious, that there are obviously the Southern Baptist churches and so on, and there's some real, there's some real characters in the Southern Baptist churches.
Some very extreme right-wing views there.
What was that kid that shot Trump the other day? That kid that shot Trump the other day was a plant, mate. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks that kid was actually trying to kill Trump and that he did that off his own back, nah.
He's deluded.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is JFK.
And now Biden's pulled out of the presidential race.
Yep.
Good. Biden's way past his sell-by date. Personally, I think Trump is as well.
Yep. Trump is on.
I don't think either of them should stand.
I don't think either of them can stand. I think at the end of the day, the only reason that people like that get re-elected is money.
Yeah, the more money you have, the more you can. Yeah.
Everybody knows that the American election's paid for.
Yep.
You don't elect the best man, you elect the man who's spent the most on publicity.
Yep. Tyler Flint for president.
Yeah, you don't want that.
The amount of money that's spent on those election campaigns.
Right, that's it. I'm starting a GoFundMe page for Tyler Flint for president. I reckon we could get $50, $60.
Cent.
For subscription to those OnlyFans if you donate.
Free coils with every vote.
Well, at least I don't have to make that many coils.
The amount of money spent on the presidential election would run some of the smaller countries.
Yeah, it would.
Mm. Yeah.
In fact, you go out to Africa, it'd run some of the larger countries even.
Mm.
It is obscene the amount of money spent.
Do you know, right, I take it you're on about this English kid that went missing in Tenerife.
Jay Slater or whatever his name is.
Right. I have an issue with this, and I'm going to say it. This is another one of my little rants, okay? And I'm probably going to offend somebody with this. The issue I have with it is he's a young lad, okay? He goes out like we used to. He gets pissed up. Nothing wrong with that. He misses the last bus home. So, in his drunken wisdom, decides, I'm going to walk back. In Tenerife, he decides to walk across the mountains. He gets lost. He gets heat exhaustion. He passes out. Unfortunately, he dies. I'm sorry that he's dead. That's terrible, right? But why does this mother seem to think that everybody should now pay for his funeral? Why should everybody pay for a GoFundMe for him? I think it's quite offensive, to be honest. It seems to be this attitude of something happens in your life. I know, I'll do a GoFundMe. You know, a few months back, I was going to be
$30,000 for the funeral.
A few months back,
she's already had £40,000.
a few months back, I was going to be homeless. Now, a few people knew this. I was going to be homeless. I lost a lot of stuff, right, from my past. Family stuff, pictures, all sorts of stuff, right? I had a few people helping me with this. Lisa and Lee being one, Bill helped, you know, other people all sort of trying to help in their own ways, which I'm eternally grateful for that. Not at any point did I go fund me, I might be homeless, I need money. Maybe I should have done. But in my head, that would have been just so fucking wrong.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Well, I've just said how I feel about it, Rajan. I just think it's wrong. If it was a genuine thing, like, I don't know, somebody in, God forbid, in your family, Rajan, like a niece or a nephew or a family member needed assistance with I don't know, some piece of health equipment or something to aid them like that, and you did a GoFundMe, yeah, I wouldn't have an issue with that. Because that's a genuine reason.
Yeah.
But then you get people who just try it on. It's sort of and it just seems wrong to me. Yes, I know you wanted me to sod off, Tor. Thank you, Lee. Love you too.
No, that's for breakfast.
Thing is, that's what most families would do.
Under the circumstances, there is government help for that repatriation. It shouldn't be a GoFundMe.
I just think people are too quick to put GoFundMe pages up. It seems to be a, you know,
No, I get that.
I've
Get
run
that
out of
totally.
coffee. I've run out of coffee and milk. I haven't got any coffee left in the cupboard. Oh shit! I'll do a GoFundMe. Maybe it's just me looking at it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, no one
paying.
can afford that GoFundMe, Shrek. The amount you suck.
No, I'm sorry, Shrek. No, I'm not doing a GoFund Shrek for getting pissed. You can fuck right off.
I don't have a stubby. I don't have a stubby. Please GoFundMe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've heard, Rajan, you have got a stubby, but that's a whole different story, you know. That's the... I just think it's wrong how it's being used. There's definitely some people that deserve help. Definitely.
Thing is, as well, the question you got to ask: has the Home Office been involved in trying to repatriate the body anyway? As well, surely.
I would have thought so, wouldn't I? I don't know.
Surely that's where you should be looking. Yeah, but if they can prove that he died before the insurance lapsed, the insurance is still valid.
I can see. I mean, if that is the case, that the insurance has lapsed, and that the money genuinely isn't there, and they need it to repatriate, and she hasn't obviously got the money, then yeah, okay, I see a reason why, under those circumstances, yes. I'm a bit doubtful on it. Maybe it's just me being old and like looking at it the wrong way. That's also a possibility.
You old? No.
Shut up, you. You want to make it any older?
I'm just gonna wait at you.
Well, that's what I said, Shrek. When he died, his insurance would still be valid. Therefore, the repatriation part of the insurance still is valid.
I get
Yeah,
people.
the E111's not.
I get people want to try and help the family because it's not a nice thought to think that their son is. They obviously want to bury their son and so on, and I obviously I get that. I do.
Yeah, I mean, we know the E111's not been valid for 3 years.
It's a bad situation, isn't it?
It's a bad situation, but it doesn't mean that holding her hand out and begging for more money in a GoFundMe when she had a lot of money the first time round.
Yeah, it's
Repatriation isn't going to cost 30 grand.
it could actually, because moving a body, there's all the laws and licenses and insurance of actually moving the body and the cost that the airlines will charge and so on. It's the costs. It's not so much. It's the costs, not the costs of governments. It's what the airlines and people charge. Is horrendous. They make a fortune. Sorry to sound sick, but they make a fortune again. Big business making a fortune out of people who've died. Big business again. There's money to be made out of dead bodies. Sorry to put it in those terms, but that is the basics. It's sick. Yeah, it has to be. I can't remember the type of coffin. It is a special sealed unit type of thing they have to use. Yeah, exactly, Lee. Dying is big business.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus the hygiene treatments. It's very expensive. It's sick when you think about it. It really is. It's sick to think about it. It's horrible. See, I mean, there is an element in there, and there is part of me that thinks, you do have to feel sorry for. It is still a mother, and it's her son, and it is sad.
I'm not saying it's not sad. I'm not saying.
But is it the responsibility of everybody else to pay for it?
That's the bit where. No, it's not everybody else's responsibility.
I mean, the cost of dying is not cheap.
Oh no, God no! It's what
Seriously,
on average 10 grand.
I mean, I know what it cost when my mum passed away. I know what it cost when my dad passed away, and my dad didn't leave anything. That's interesting when you have to try and go through that and try and find the money to do it.
Yeah.
Luckily, there are grants that you can get to assist you with these things. But and luckily, both my mum and dad just wanted cremation, so that is technically cheaper. If it's a burial, Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah,
you have to pay for somebody to prepare the plot, to dig the hole, obviously, and so on and so forth. You can't turn up. Yeah, you can't turn up as a family and think, I'll dig a hole over there. That'll do. Well, they wouldn't let me dig a hole anyway. I bet it's going to be a big plot, Shrek.
I say, how many family plots was that?
They're going to put him long ways.
They're going to put him long nose with his arse out so he can be used to store bikes in.
I just put it on again.
I didn't know that, Lisa. I mean, it's been a few years, obviously, since Dad went, so it's just, yeah. The last thing you want to think about when somebody dies is money, but JCB, we're just going to find a disused mine shaft and throw you down its wreck.
There's a couple in Yorkshire.
There's one or two.
It's all right. My son, I told him about that because I've got arrangements if I drop dead. My son just turned around and went, "It's all right, Dad. I've got it all planned." I went, "What do you mean?" He went, "It's just bonfire in the back garden, bung you on the compost heap afterwards." I went, "Thanks, mate. Love you too."
Nice.
I don't know where he gets his twisted sense of humour from.
It was practical.
There's loads of mine shafts around you.
Trent, stop.
I'm failing that. Just nip over to Donny.
Knowing our luck, we throw. You can just see it, can't you? Throw in Shrek halfway down. He gets stopped halfway down the mine shaft.
Then just encase it in concrete.
Actually, you know, I've come up with a cheaper idea with Shrek. We encase him in concrete, not bury him, put him up as a monument, stick the ears on, paint him green. We've got a proper sorted it, Shrek. We've sorted it, mate. You'll be there for but we can have you like that. And it's like,
as you enter Disneyland, yeah. Oh, it's DreamWorks, isn't it? Yeah.
pissing everyone off.
You put it outside Euro Disney. Like that.
With a t-shirt on saying, "I hate the French."
Yeah, concrete mech in the other hand.
Yeah, Shrek, we've sorted it, mate. Knowing our luck, the councillor turned up. "You ain't got planning permission. You can't put that in." Ah, dear. Right, guys, as it's 2.5 hours nearly, getting on to 11 o'clock.
Bloody hell.
You was here, now you was here. Here. Shall we call it this evening?
Yeah, I think sounds a reasonable move.
Right, which one of you cockwombles is going to go first?
Go on, I will. It's actually been quite a lively bit of discussion, talked about all sorts of stuff. A lot of it rubbish, but one or two useful bits as well.
I'm very good at talking about rubbish.
Well, yeah, that's true. Facebook group is always there, and we do keep an eye on it, and we even get back to people occasionally. So you can always use the group, and I hope everybody has a safe and enjoyable week and doesn't get caught out with the alleged heat wave. Over to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Bill. Well, as always, guys, it was fun. One of those shows where we do kind of jump topic to topic as always, but it makes for a good show. I think so anyway. It's a tolerable show.
That's just how my brain works.
Yeah, we've noticed squirrel, squirrel, tree, squirrel. We know.
What?
Hi, Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin. But yeah, that I ain't got a whole lot. We don't usually say every week, and Bill's already said most of it. Is we've got the the chat lines there. You guys just if you need us, please don't hesitate to say something. If it's something more personal and you don't want to put it there for everybody, we've all got personal Facebooks.
Yeah.
So do you want to say goodbye? All right, come here. I know every week you got to say goodbye now. I know.
Bye.
All right.
See, she's found the squirrel. She's found the squirrel.
Hold on. All right, Craig, say goodbye, bud.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. As we said at the start, make sure you stock up, because I think we're all fucked. Vaping wise. Yeah, have a good week, everyone. Don't forget, should be back next week, same time, 8:30. As Bill and Tyler have said, the Facebook group is there. If you need any shouts, give us a shout. There's always someone out. And as I say again, hope everyone has a good week, and I'll pass that on to Matt.
Yeah. All I could say is, yeah, exactly what the guys said. You know where we are if you need us. Even Shrek's welcome. But yeah, I hope everyone does have a good week. I know mental health is kind of people get fed up with hearing about it at times, but you've got to keep an eye on each other and try and help each other a little bit at times when it's bad. As for the vaping and the vaping bans and all of that, the flavour bans and all of this shit that's coming, yeah, I'd say try and, if you can afford it, try and stock up. Don't skint yourselves and go and do anything stupid like not buying food and stuff, but within reason, try and stock up a little bit as much as you can. We'll keep an eye on what's going on sort of with the political side of it. I don't know what we'll be able to do, but we'll keep an eye on it and keep you informed. It's all we can do. It would be nice if other people were to get a little bit more involved, maybe. But that's up to them. That's up to them what they do with their lives. Other people, other vape shows, and so on. So, apart from that, I hope everybody has a really good week coming. And don't see too many squirrels because they're really irritating me at the minute. And yes, I will catch you all later. So next week, same time. And we'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.